Cool stuff to talk about today. Let folks get in here. All right. So as you come in, few things. I love when y'all say hello. Definitely appreciate that. Um, and if you have a question, you can go ahead and plug that in as well. But definitely say hello. Be sure to hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe, and we'll get rolling. Got Jonte popped in here. What's up, Mr. Grove? Says, what's going on, brother? So it's a really great day, man. Got a good workout in. It's going to a very busy start to the day, which I actually I like. I like when it's kind of a lot of things happening one after another. Just keeps you engaged, makes it a lot of fun. So we've got a lot of different things happening. Got Miss Adriana Singletary. It's really good to see you representing from GA. I'm wondering if you're still in GA. Mark Peters says, "Hey, thanks for popping in, Mark. It's been a long time, man. We got to catch up. Thanks for coming in. All right, so let's chat on these couple of things that I think are really cool. So one of the things that this video is going to be about is the 7 reasons that I buy a business. And it really, like, now that we've got a bit of a portfolio, everything is kind of filtered through these 7 things. And even when people are buying a single business, I like for them to think about it from the perspective of a holding company. So, we're doing a fund, it's kind of that perspective, but from an individual perspective, you want to do it with this concept of a holding company. And then as you look at each deal, you have these 7 things that you can kind of hone in on, and your due diligence and everything takes a whole different shape when you're doing it with these 7 things in mind. So we'll get to that. But first, I want to say for the Patreon folks, for Patreon, Nori just sent out an invite. We're going to be talking about my 5K a month. We had just, I was looking at the numbers for November, did 5K with this little side hustle. And I want to share that with you Patreon folks. And just like we did on the previous side hustle, the 50K side hustle, which is a little more work. I mean, it is 50K, but that is a little more work. This one is something that is a little bit more laid back, and so I want to break that down. And as y'all know, it's Q&A. We go through the specifics, like, okay, like, what about this problem? What about this obstacle? How do I get over this? So we'll break all of that down. If you're not a Patreon member, I put that right over here. So you can go to Patreon, sign up. The coolest part of that is you get my book, Infinite Returns, when you join. So that's free. You join. It's $25 for the membership. There's like 300, maybe over 300, but it's at least over 200, training videos and all that. Then we do the webinars. It's y'all know, like, I give a ton of value here completely for free. So that goes to a whole nother level even there. And then, for the folks that are in my programs, I try to make sure it's just complete and utter magic. All right. So if you're interested in that, we're doing that call coming up. So be sure to join, get your copy of Infinite Returns, the book, and be sure to jump on that call. All right. So let's talk on these 7 things. So when you're buying a deal, one of the things that starts to overwhelm folks is it's like you got so many different aspects of the deal to look at. So if you're in a business and you're buying that business, you're trying to decide, all right, is this business does it have enough customers? Are those customers going to be loyal if I buy it? Are the financials really in order? Just all of these different things that you've got to figure out. And what I've realized, and especially if we look at deals, when we're buying a business, there's usually one or two things that are most important. And so we're looking at the business from the perspective of, does this aspect of the business work? And then can we improve these other aspects? Now, when it comes to any deal, if you're starting and you don't have a business at all, then some of these seven may be a little bit different. But I still think, even based on your future of what you want to do, you can filter deals based on these seven things. So number one, when I'm buying a business, the first thing that I'm looking at is their media. Is their media, social media? It could be their email media. So media isn't just like social media or YouTube and that kind of thing. It could be email. It could be a physical newsletter. All of these things are media. It could be, like a business that we looked at, we didn't acquire, but we looked at, where they had an agreement with entrepreneur.com to write an article each month. Like, all of those things become access to an audience that comes with that deal. And that's the number one, because when I'm looking at a business, one of the reasons that I don't worry necessarily on having the biggest audience or trying to build from scratch the biggest audience is because I can just go buy with every deal that we do, we're buying the audience, and that's a lot quicker. So for me to try to go out and convince one more person, it's even here. It's just like, okay, you got to do this work to increase your subscriber base. And that's great. But I definitely, while I'm doing that, want to basically get paid to grow, to get access to more people. So, if I buy a business, I'm buying that at 3 months, but it's profiting, it's making me money. When I acquire that, I'm really getting paid to get access to all of those people. And if I have a complementary business, and that's why the holding company concept is so crucial. I'm always telling our clients, it's like, it's not about just like buying one business is great. And that changes everything, because you can buy that one business, you end up replacing your job income, getting out of the cubicle, you escape all that. And that's beautiful. But the real magic comes when you have one business and then you go and you buy another complementary business, and now you're in a situation where you can promote to those other customers, and this business can grow by promoting to this company's customer, and you create this joint venture kind of dynamic. So number one for me is always, what's the media, what's the audience, what's their email list, all of those things. Number two is the team and talent. So I don't like to hire because that's an expense, and I try to stay away from expenses. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to build wealth when you're not creating and increasing expenses. So my goal is always, how can I get the talent that I need, but get paid to have that talent? And so, we're doing this really cool deal right now where we had some talented people doing one type of work. And then my man, Emmanuel, and the beautiful Angela, who are running that business, they realized, hey, this same talent can be applied to this totally different service. And so now we can start really what may become a whole new company by providing that whole new service that had nothing to do with the main business, but it's a similar talent that's actually tough to get and it's expensive to get. And we have that talent that's already on salary. Now I can go another way. If I have a business that needs a certain talent, I can go and find a business that's making money, that has that talent, that's already paying for those. And if they have that additional capacity, I can literally just buy that business. And instead of me spending money to hire a person, that company pays me every month as the owner, and I still have access to that individual. So that is number two. I love when we can do deals like that. Number three is, adding a product. So if I have a business and, we did this a lot with, just a couple different businesses, but one of them was the tanning salons back in the day. So, we bought we bought one business that was strictly tan, and then we bought another business that had massage and all these other services and products and that kind of thing. And then we were able to add that to the first company. So now we have a whole new service offering. So, you can have the products that they have, which may be cross-branded, or you can sell to your customers, and it increases the business. And that's probably the most beautiful thing about these deals is you can literally increase the business day one. If you buy a business and you're buying it at that one multiple, and then day one you increase that those sales by promoting it to that company's customers, or by taking that company's product and promoting it to your customers, or taking that company's service and promoting it to your customers. All those things, literally day one, you've got a discount on that company. It increases your ROI, increases your income. You're making more money than you actually paid to make. The next thing is distribution channels. I like distribution channels. We've got a deal right now. If you're just reach out. I don't want to give it too much away, but one of our merger specialists in Good Merger has an amazing deal. They are selling their product in Macy's right now. They're in Dillard's. I mean, just like crazy distribution channels. And so that's a deal where it's like, hey, if you want to get into Macy's, what better way than to do it if you can just buy that business? So we literally have a business right now. If you're interested in learning about that, be sure to reach out, goodmerger.com. But when we're when we're buying a business, it's like, okay, I don't want to go to Macy's and try and all these things. Just like, it's the shortcut. What I'm always telling y'all on the channel, it's like people overcomplicate things. If you want more followers, just buy a business that already has. If you want more customers, just buy a business that already have. If you want to get into Macy's, just buy a business already there. If you want to get into Dillard's, just go buy a business already there. If you need this talent, just buy a business already has it. And especially when you go back to that talent example, one of the toughest things is you can spend a bunch of money getting some talent, and then they suck. You know what I mean? So you end up hiring them, you train them, you're paying all this money, and then you got to fire them, and you may have to continue to pay some unemployment. Whereas you can buy this business, get paid to have that person, and that becomes a beautiful situation. So distribution channels is one I love. Supply, especially as we went through what we went through with COVID, people realize like there's tremendous value in your manufacturers. There's tremendous value in your suppliers and having diversification. So if you're somebody that's looking to diversify your supply chain, what better way than to buy a business that already has those relationships? The other thing is you can use it to negotiate. So you can use it to negotiate the supplier. So you could buy another business that has a relationship with the same manufacturer. So one part of the supply chain is, hey, I want to diversify. The other part is, I just want to have more bargaining power. So you buy a company with the same manufacturer, you say, hey, now I've got all of this. We're going to go somewhere else unless we can get a better price. Another one is IP. I love IP. People underestimate it. One of the most underestimated things with IP is just the systems and processes of a profitable business. That can be monetized by franchising, all that. And then the most obvious one is just buying a competitor. What better way to increase your money, decrease your marketing expenses, all those things, by getting rid of a competitor and adding to your bottom line in the process. All right, so let's go through these. Robert Campbell popped in. Thank you for saying hello. I appreciate the comment. He says, love your content. Looking for my first deal now. That's awesome, Robert. Reach out. I'm doing a call on Monday where we're going to be digging into this whole concept of doing acquisitions and building your holding company. So if you want to get an invite to that, shoot an email. You shoot an email to Nori@financierbank.com. Just say holding company call, and I will get you a invite. And that's for anybody who wants to jump on that. Be sure to reach out, and we'll get you access to that call on Monday. Adriana is saying, yeah, I was asking about Georgia, still repping Georgia. Adarius, ace in the hole. What's up, homie? Tried and true. Adarius has been hanging out for a while. I definitely appreciate it. Thanks for popping in. I am great. Another beautiful, beautiful day to get a deal done. You know what I'm saying? Adrian says, I'm a subscriber, so I check in from time to time to watch your informative videos. Great content. Thank you. I certainly appreciate that. Robert, this is a great question. So what type of deals am I buying right now? The strategy is that everything you do should be from a perspective of like complementary deal. So it's not like I sit back and it's like, oh, I dream of being in this kind of business. I talked about a little bit about this on the last video. It's not like, this would be so much fun. It's like, no, like what's going to make the most money? Like I have fun in my personal life. I do deals to make money. And so the type of deal that I do is basically the one that's going to make the most money. And a lot of times it's going to be complementary. So you want to get your first deal done. It's just the very best deal. And then what becomes the question is, what we just went over. What are the customers that I need to add? What's the media that I need to add? who are the team? And you're literally looking, and then you're asking like, who has that media? Who has that customer? Who has that talent? And your acquisitions are filtered based on that. Fastest low cost way to get deal flow. The fastest and lowest cost is just direct outreach. And the second is to reach out to goodmerger.com. So we already have a ton of deal flow and getting some really amazing deals like that one I just mentioned with the distribution channel to Macy's. The Luck Show, what's up, homie? Says, Ace, if I've started an investment fund to raise capital to buy a business, do I need a Series 65 license to talk investing in my investors, I think is what you meant, in my deal, or investing in my fund, maybe. So it depends on how you're going to charge. If you're going to charge a management fee instead of a performance fee, then you should get a Series 65. But I am not a licensed attorney, so I would definitely recommend talking to an attorney before making any decisions or doing anything, especially with as crazy as things are right now in the investment world. I'd want to make sure everything is perfect. Emmanuel Luck, what up, homie? It says, hey, Ace, great gems. How do you manage people remotely if it's a brick and mortar business? Any specific systems? So, man, this is one of the things that I love. I think it's underrated, underestimated. It is easier than ever to run a business from anywhere in the world. I think everybody's so focused on internet businesses because they want mobility. But the truth is, you can set up an offline business and run it from anywhere. It's just a combination of things. It's not like any one thing. Is you're obviously going to have video camera. You're going to have a database that's tied in. Like one of the businesses that we're doing a deal on in Florida. I can log in at any point and see everything that's happening in that business, whether it is from a video perspective or the register, like I can to the minute literally see what customer came in, what they bought, how much of it they bought, what my margin is going to be on that, what was the cost of the product, what now the inventory levels are. Just everything is there. And there's just so much more opportunity doing some of these offline deals. And it takes a different level of thinking, but it's just very, very powerful. Kenny, what time is it? All right. Kenny Karunda, what's up? Pops in, says, what's up, Ace? Hadn't seen that name before, so I think you're a new person. Thanks for saying hello. I certainly appreciate it. Hey, Ace, great gems. How do you manage people? Oh, this is, I guess I missed you the first time. Oh, no, that question came in twice. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, yeah, okay. You wanted to make sure I got that question. It was asked on Facebook and on YouTube, but I got you, man. I got you. Taken care of you. So Kenny says, "Yeah, this is what I like to hear. Let's just get some deals done. There are too many opportunities out there." Kenny just got his LOI signed on the medical office. I love it. So yeah, let's just there's so many opportunities. That's one of the reasons I do these videos. It's just like there's too many for me to do. So I want more of y'all to do it. There it says, if you're going to purchase a business using leverage, what assets would you borrow against? Oh man, it's endless. So first of all, using leverage, like one of the things that we give is a list of over 100 different forms of financing. It's, and literally, like I do this presentation where I was just speaking in Thailand, where, one of the slides where we literally went through and it's like, okay, in all our deals, are the actual financings that we've used. And there's 50 different types. And we kind of just stopped. It's like, okay, there are 50 different types of financing that we've used. And so it's less about like, okay, what assets, like what type of financing, what is the deal, what is that financing? And then look at the literally last video I did, where it's like, you're not going into the deal and trying to decide, oh, what are the assets there that I'm going to leverage? You're finding out on the front end. And so that's one of the things that we do with clients in Good Mergers. We literally decide on the front end, here are the financing that we want to use. And then we find the business with those assets or with that level of income or with that level of equipment. So it's not on the back end. That's one of the secrets. That's one of the things that people make the mistake of, is they're trying to do the financing on the back end. All right, we'll do two more about biggity bounce out of here. Kenny asks, how do you find operators? I buy businesses where the operator is already there because I don't want to deal with having to find an operator. So this is, again, very crucial. You're starting, again, what we help people do is, if you're somebody that knows and is great at finding operators, then great. But the idea should be that you're figuring out who you are, what's your talent, what do you want to bring to a deal, and then you're finding the deal with that, as opposed to saying, okay, now I'm in this deal, I got to become a CFO, I got to be a HR person, know how to recruit operators, I got to be a marketing person. Like, that's not the way you want to do it, because it's just too much work. Why do it? There's too many deals out there to do all that work. And lastly, but certainly not least, we'll take Adonis. And if you have other questions, feel free to put them in the comments. It says, have you ever used SBA 7(a) acquisition loan? If so, what do you think about it? Love it. Very big fan. We help other people do those. I've got, Financier Bank. We can help you get a SBA 7(a) loan. I've done two of them in my life, and it was a life changer. Like that, when you're getting started, it's just such a powerful wealth builder to be able to go out, get $500,000, $1 million loan, acquire business. That business is going to pay for it. I mean, it's amazing to me that more people don't do this. Like, it really is, like, literally shocking that you have something that's this simple. You can take out a loan, you can buy $1 million business at a 2 or 3 multiple. That business is going to completely pay for itself. Even if you got to hustle, even if you got to, whatever you got to do for 2 to 3 years, that business pays itself off and you're a millionaire. Meanwhile, people are trying to become Instagram famous, TikTok famous, experts at Facebook, learn how to, build a blog. It's just like all this stuff. And it's like, there's a very simple path if your goal is to become a millionaire. All righty. We'll get out of here on down the line along with building personal and business credit. feel free to reach out, man. We're happy to help. Hit us at goodmerger.com. Hit us at financierbank.com if you want to be a part of the Patreon. Here is that link. And lots of good stuff. There's just no reason not to be doing deals right now. There's no excuse. Be sure to subscribe. Look forward to connecting with y'all. And like I said, that did come up earlier. I'm doing a call on Monday, and yeah, that should be a really cool call. We got some good folks. Should be some good Q&A. And there we go. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for popping in, and talk